In the heart of Scotland lies the Central Highlands, and this area can be quite a remote feeling area, and there's a lot of mountains in here that are a long way from the nearest road or civilisation. And on today's trip we were heading to one of the most famous ones in this area, but to access it in a day we required to, well, get on our bike, shall we say, because it was a long way from anywhere. So here we are at the start of the trip, with the weather looking rather fine, heading in for another fine adventure. Stunning, isn't it?
That's beautiful.
What a view. Oh, what a view. Right. I think I'll do a weekday about you so the cameras can see us and not our backs, eh? Didn't plan this very well. This is very unsteaming books-like. Oh. Well. All right, folks, good morning. It's not bad, is it, Jerry?
It's beautiful.
What a day.
Lovely, fresh, autumnal, I would say, morning.
Yeah, well, the ferns here are green, but certainly further along the ferns were starting to turn a nice colour, weren't they?
Yeah.
So anyway, we are heading to I'd probably say it's one of the most remote mountains, or maybe as far from a tarred road, public road, as you can get. Somebody will dispute that, but...
Pretty central, actually, if you look at the whole map of Scotland. It's kind of slap bang in the middle of the Highlands, isn't it? Yeah.
But the good thing about it is, although it's miles away from anywhere, there's a network of estate tracks, isn't there?
Yeah.
So we've brought our bikes and we're tuning up the miles, and we're going along this lovely big loch here, Loch Ericht. I don't know if you can make out the castle. Will we call it a castle?
No.
Somebody will get annoyed at me calling it a castle. It's a lodge, a hunting lodge, but...
yeah, castle for the likes of us.
Castle for the likes of us, certainly in comparison to the tents. So yeah, so we're going to go along here, and then we're going to head up, and the mountain is...
Are we to tell them?
You can tell them now.
Early,
some people get annoyed, apparently, if we don't tell them.
Okay, well, we're going into Ben Alder. Yeah. Going into Ben Alder and Ben Veal. Ben Veal, is that how you pronounce it?
Ben Veal or something like that.
Yeah, the one beside it. And we're in and out in the day, hence the bikes. Yeah. And we're coming along Loch Ericht, which I believe is special because it's one of the only dammed lochs that's got a dam at each end.
It does, doesn't it?
A dam at both ends. And if you saw one of our earlier videos, the Alpine video, this is very reminiscent of going into the Yoderhorn.
Wasn't it?
Along the what was that? The
Mark.
Yeah,
that's it, yeah. The colour of the water's a little bit different, but it's lovely.
Aye.
So yeah, we'll shut up now and we'll report back. I'll put my big camera away and get the wee one out because it's easier to film in the bikes.
Yeah, I think we've got a few miles to put.
We've got a few more, so let's go.
Behind us. Okay,
right,
okay.
Let's go. Wow. I don't know who I'm kidding. They know that I've got to go back for the camera. Don't know if I'll put this in, but I do have to come back for you every time you're up a big hill. These are the bits you don't see. Right. Glad I've got my helmet on here. It's vertical mud. But it was a good camera position. Right. Oh. Right, Murray, don't do anything silly. After retrieving the camera, it was time to get back on the bikes. And as you can see from this map, the total distance is quite a lot. It's nearly 50 kilometres to get round to Ben Alder and Ben Veal in total, so the bikes were certainly needed. And from the point where we left Loch Ericht, we cycled quite a bit along the loch. You get to a point called Ben Alder Lodge, and at that point you head uphill, and there's a choice of routes at this point. So we headed on up and over down towards Loch Patrick, and at this point we could see the destination of Ben Alder ahead of us. And yeah, we cycled. That was nice at this point. Yeah, we cycled up and then downhill, but a bit further on there was a decision to be made whether we'd take the high road or take the low road. It should look like see where the horses are. Yeah, this is it here, I think. Let me just check. See where the horses are.
There must be.
After much deliberation, we eventually decided that we were going to head further down the Land Rover track as opposed to taking the single track route. So we headed down the path towards Loch Patrick and towards the rather famous Shoogly Bridge, which you may have seen in a recent video. This was going to be fun crossing it. Right, so here we are. Very This could be the most tricky part of the whole.
I'd just like to point out that Muddy suggested I should go first.
Safety first, so I can capture it. Do they still do you've been framed? Was it £200 for a clip?
You've been drowned, yeah.
I think I was here very recently, and I think
right.
I did a bit to camera on the Shoogly Bridge saying I wouldn't like to bring my bike across this bridge.
Yeah, yeah.
There's the Shoogly Bridge, so...
I wouldn't like to bring my old pal Jerry across this bridge.
Crack on, Jerry, see you on the other side.
They've got a wee board that tells you what height you've got to be to go on this ride.
When I said I'll see you on the other side, I meant the other side of the bridge, not the...
Who knows?
not the other one.
There's that chap, what's his name, the guy that does the end pin, he would go across it on his bike.
Oh yeah. I don't know, it might be a bit too dangerous for him as well.
Right, you'll need to edit this bit out, I can't even get up on it. There we go.
You know Jumar?
Woo! Help! This is interesting.
Right, Shoogly, innit?
This is like Via Ferrata job.
There he goes. First man across.
Ah!
There's some big holes, isn't there?
There's a big bit missing. I'm just above the deep bit in a minute. My pedal's stuck.
Do you not just want to get on and cycle across?
I'm going to film you cycling across.
He's halfway, is it a difficult
That's
sport?
quite sporting, isn't it? It's the best orange crate balsa wood.
Oh, is it?
I don't think there's a lot of integrity left in this.
I'm a bit jealous that you're across now, almost. Right, I'm going to go and get ready.
Right, I need to get some footage of you coming across.
Cool. And I'll put my big camera away. Right.
That was fun.
My turn now. At least the horses aren't here. In fact, the horses are over yonder. They came to try and steal my pole the last time. Right, I'm going to put this camera away and see if I can get across without falling in. Alright, let's do it. Wish me luck. Oh, it's Indiana Jones. Give me the music.
Okay, so we're safely at the other side of the Shoogly Bridge, and I'm afraid I have to report that that's the end of steaming boots. We're down to one steaming boot. Murray fell through the gap in the middle of the bridge and was last seen being swept down the river. Still on his bike, I must say. I was very impressed that he never fell off his bike, but his last words were, "You can have all my camera stuff, Jerry."
Right, that's too much. I'm here, I made it. How dare you? Right, I'm putting this away for somewhere very safe. I want that microphone back at the end, Mr. Jerry. Right, there we go. We made it across. And we're going away up yonder. There's Ben Alder there, so let's do it. So having safely made it across the Shoogly Bridge, we were now headed towards the area around Coolra, or Lodge or Bothy, which is shut at the moment, but we were going to see how far we got our bikes up the track before ditching them and getting the walking poles out. The track's okay, but it goes down to a single track along here, so care is required. Right, we've brought the bikes, I think, as far as is feasibly worthwhile doing. The track's getting narrower and narrower, so I'm going to put the bikes together here in the lock and get a day pack on. But isn't it lovely, the hill that you can see on the right hand side, that's called the Lancet's Edge. I think it's part of Carn, not Carn Gerard, maybe Heel Carn or Annickbeg, I can't remember which one. Then on the left is the one we're going up, isn't it? Ben Alder.
Yep.
So yeah, the bikes have helped, haven't they, Jerry?
The bikes have made a huge difference. I mean, it's not a day trip without the bikes, I don't think.
No, definitely.
Don't know if it's a day trip yet either.
Yeah. Well, I think yesterday was the point where the amount of daylight is the same as the amount of darkness night.
All right, okay.
Or so they said. So Thomas Schaffelmacher told us in the in the news last night. So yeah, anyway, we'll get the bikes down here and then we're heading up. We're not going up the Lancet's Edge, but we're going up the Long Likas. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
I don't know, Liegach, maybe
Liegach,
Long Liegach. I don't know, somebody will tell us.
I'm sure we'll be correct.
The Lancet Edge is one for the winter though.
Yeah.
Very appropriate for me to do the Lancet Edge, I think.
The last edge, yes. Yeah, might get paper out of that.
Yeah. So
Right.
we'll come, but that'll be an overnighter
I think so.
in the winter, yeah.
Shame you couldn't get your defender up and we could have in the snow.
Easy, yeah.
Right, let's get
Right,
stuff.
let's get the bikes shackled together.
Shackly
Here
dackly.
we go.
Right.
Right, the bikes are good, but it's good to be off them and all.
Aye, different muscles, isn't it? Save your buttocks. Nice wee rainbow, that means there's also a bit of moisture in there. Oh. You can see our objective now, can't you?
Hope so.
Yeah. Just over our shoulders or through us, I don't know if you'll see it. This ridge on the skyline.
Long Lichas, whatever they're pronounced.
And the one on the left is a short.
Short Lichas. Short Lichas looks longer.
It does look longer from here, so yeah, we're going to drop down. Might get my poles out now because it's just a boggy path now.
Boggy.
Very boggy, and it's a bit cloudy. Maybe a bit of sun's going away, but better not do what it did the last time to me when it was forecast good and it just closed in. So yeah, we'll go over here and we'll report back in a wee while. Will we head over, Jenny?
Yeah, we'll go down and get some breakfast. We just
brunch.
Haven't eaten since we started the bikes.
Yeah. Sunshine again, eh?
Hey, wee shower's gone through, just in time for us to get the nice bit of the ridge.
Yeah, looks good, isn't it? Yeah, steep wee pull up here, isn't it?
This next bit looks interesting with it. I'm sure there'll be a wee path.
Looks nice though. Oh, here comes the sun. Yeah, I think it's just zigzag.
I would go up the middle, I think.
Yeah.
Up the middle looks the best. Big crags on the right.
I know, I was just thinking that. Stay away from the right.
Big wet crags though.
Having ditched our bikes, we were now well on our way. We did have a small river crossing to do before we reached the ridge, but we were now established on the ridge heading up towards the first summit of the day, which was Ben Alder. And this ridge does offer a little bit of, I don't know if you'd call it grade 1 scrambling, but you do have to get your hands on the rock at some points, but it's not too tricky. It's quite easy, even on a day like today where the rocks were quite slippy. There had been a few showers coming and going, so some care was required, but it was a lovely, lovely location. This is us, we're probably about 3/4 of the way up, aren't we, Jerry?
Oh, maybe a wee bit more, I would hope.
Yeah.
The rock's pretty slippery.
It's really slippery.
Not a lot of friction.
What a place, look at that behind us.
It's lovely, isn't it?
The river meandering down to the loch.
I don't know if you get it from the camera, but there's a real sense of distance involved, isn't there?
That's because there is a lot of distance.
A long way to the A9.
Can't even see where our car is, so the bikes certainly do help, but we're nearly at the top. This kind of takes us up onto a plateau, doesn't it?
Big stony plateau, I think, which what gives the hill its name, and then I wander across to the summit and then round
to the other one.
Round to the next one.
It's been not too bad. There's very easy scrambling. I think 2 or 3 times we've had to put hands on rock.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was particularly quality scrambling. It's a nice ridge.
Yeah.
But it's like lots of other ridges that don't get any special.
Yeah. Slimy rock.
I'm not complaining. It's a lovely way up the hill. Yeah. However, it's not exactly the quality rock we've come to know and love from Glencoe.
No. different landscape, isn't it?
It's lovely. It's just the remoteness of everything.
Yeah.
Big wild quarries down below us.
Big landscapes.
It's greasy rock there. Slipping about. It's because I was dissing the ridge, the rock got slippery.
Yeah, it's going to get you back. How dare you? It looks like the ridge is starting to peter out now, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Still a wee bit more.
There's an obvious trail round to the right here, so we might as well use it and then cut back up left because it's all tottering blocks up there.
We were almost at the top of the ridge now and past all the scrambly sections, but it had been a lovely way to ascend Ben Alder. I can highly recommend it. And before long we were reaching the plateau on the top. Oh, right there is a pile of stones just behind Jerry there.
Don't be fooled.
Yeah, don't be fooled. Quite a lot of quartzite, isn't there? Lovely.
Yes, yes, lovely. Take a big bit of that for your garden.
We've just come up a big stony slope, haven't we, after the...
Yes, it just kept going and it continues because summit's still a bit to go.
We'll swing around, look at this, is where we are.
Wild big quarry, isn't it?
Beautiful. You see well beyond sort of lores and these things, but there is the summit. Just up there. So not too far to go, but this view is just fantastic.
It's just amazing.
It's a lovely, lovely spot, isn't it?
Yep, and a long way to go all the way around.
Yeah, so we still need to go drop down over here and then over Ben Viol, which is this one, before heading all the way back over there. So. And the sun's out.
It's lovely, lovely, lovely.
So will we get going then, Jerry? We'll get to the top.
I think we should go to the top. We've come this far, might as well go to the top.
I don't know. I don't know if I fancy it.
Right, okay.
Right, let's go. Strange building here, Jerry, isn't it? Right, so we've just come up to this wee building. We're literally, what, maybe 20 metres vertically from the summit? So
yeah.
Up there, we've come across this wee building, eh? Jerry, you think it's maybe one of the old Ordnance Survey?
Well, I think it was pre-Ordnance Survey, or maybe the very first Ordnance Survey, but I think this is something to do with mapping. I may be wrong. Somebody will tell us.
I'll spin round and show you. Hold on.
As the saying goes, I may be wrong, someone will tell us, but if I'm right, nobody will mention it.
That's the way people are. Yeah, there's a wee building here. It's very like the one just off Ben McDewey, which was the same thing. Yeah, it was the same
Here's
thing.
an interesting rock. Look at this, Murray.
Oh, what's that?
Look at this. I don't know if you can see this.
See, you can spin it.
So there's quartzite in here, and
it?
it looks like muscovite. See it? I've just flicked a wee bit of it out. So I don't know if you can see it glistening.
Cool.
What do you call it?
There's a bit over there as well.
Mica.
Mica schist.
Mica and quartz, and different colours of quartz there. Might even be some calcite in that.
There's also some bones down there.
There's a whole line down there.
Maybe it was a family of Ordnance Survey people.
Yeah, yes,
Right, let's go to the top.
Let's go.
Stop yapping, Wilkie. Let's go up, just up there, and we'll be on the summit of Ben Alder. Let's go. Lovely. The summit.
Hey!
Nice one, thanks Jerry, that's been great.
Thanks Murray, that was excellent.
Fantastic. So we think this is the summit. We've actually got the camera sat on the old battered trig point.
Yeah, it's been a few lightning strikes by the looks at it.
Yeah, what a place. Like, see, what's that down there? Is that Loch Ossian?
That's Loch Ossian, yeah. Loch Ossian, yeah.
You see round to Bidgeon.
Yep.
What a viewpoint, it's lovely.
Should be able to see the Buckle, I think it's just in...
There it is, there, you can see it to the left.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
We'll spin you around in a wee while, but what a shot. We're going to stop and have a bite. Will we have a bite to eat here? Have our sandwiches?
Yeah, well I think we should have a wee fuel stop.
There's a wee bit down there.
In the lee, there's a wee house.
So, yeah, a bit more cloud to the north again, so we're still in the sun. Not complaining, there's a wee breeze up here, but it's just perfect.
It's perfect, it's nice. Lovely, no complaints. So this time of year it's smashing.
Yeah, let's go down, we'll get some lunch.
Super duper.
Yeah. I think this wee is a perfect wee... So let's come down to this wee... bit of shelter here, because it's a northerly wind. We'll get a bit of shelter here and a bite to eat. It's lovely. Whew. Absolutely beautiful. I might stick my jacket on just while we're not moving. Get a bit of warmth. Right, we've enjoyed a wee bit of sunshine on the summit here, a bit older. And a nice bite to eat, haven't we, Jerry?
It was needed. But it looks like the weather is approaching.
Yeah, so we're not even halfway yet.
No. We've
got another mountain to do, Ben Viol, which is on the other side of a small loching. But we need to drop down to the Bealach, and at that point we'll be halfway, so still got a fair distance to go.
Right.
But so far,
it's been good.
So good, it has,
lovely. It's been lovely.
So this weather stays the same, we'll be happy, but it does look a bit threatening to the north. Shall we?
Let's go for
Let's
it.
boogie. Oh, excuse me, burping away.
Look back, not left anything.
Oh, just another wee handheld piece. We just wanted to, before the shower comes in, I don't know if you can see it's looking a bit grey over Jerry's shoulder there and back towards the summit. That's the summit just over there.
Yeah. Because I put my sunnies on the weather.
Yeah, because Jerry put the sunglasses on. We were kind of discussing coming down there how it just feels that this is the heart of Scotland, and this big mountain is. The views are spectacular in all directions. And Jerry usually does your.
Well, we were talking about doing a 360, but to be honest, there's just so many you can see. You'd be quicker saying what you can't see.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if Murray turns round. The most prominent one over there is Shoogly, and just in the near.
Just over the
foreground, just over that ridge, and then, you know, other notables, the Lawyers Range is behind the ridge just now, and then over there,
just a quick one, and Jerry, go on.
Benmore Stabinian.
What's a bit?
You can actually see to right Benmore Stabinian. You can see the top of Ben Lomond.
Unfortunately, we can't see anything because it's too bright. So if you point round to the next one, if we go that way away from the sun,
we think we might be able to see Benmore and Mull over there.
Yeah,
and then we come back round and. You're coming across the likes of Rannoch Moor, and we've got a Blackmount over there. We can see Starab just behind that.
Let's just try to darken it down a wee bit. There we go.
Then there's a mountain that Murray and I have always wanted to do. We can see just right there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's picking up.
What's it called? It's a Buchel something. Bucheletive Moor, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
We've always wanted to do it. We'll do it someday. And then you can see Glencoe, and then your Grey Corries, and then it's into the Clyde. We said we were going to do a 360, but you know what?
That's a very quick one.
You could be here all day, or they're just picking out the cardinal points.
Even this way, without the cloud coming down there, this looks great. The lochs and fantastic. Anyway, shut up, Murray. Let's go. We need to get down. That's the second Munro over there, Ben Viol. It's at least, it looks like it's quite nice walking, but
it does, yeah.
It's a spectacular place. What a place! And I think because it's quite remote and hard to get to. Makes it all that wee bit more special, but that is the rain on, so let me put this camera away, stop it getting away. Let's go.
Let's start running.
Right. So another shower rolled in as we were descending off Ben Alder. At this point we had to get down to the Bealach between the two mountains before starting the ascent up Munro number 2. Audio will be terrible because I've just got the wee camera out, it's been raining. But distance wise, that's us at the halfway point. So we're now going to go up the second Munro. It's just over there. And then it's a descent back to the bikes. Oh, that's a nice view, isn't it? There's a view. I don't think you've seen that loch down here. So this is the loch that sits between Ben Alder and our second objective, which is Ben Viol, which is just over here. So we've come up over the top. We've got to descend back down, but it's a lovely viewpoint, isn't it? Back over to Ben Alder as well, Jerry.
It's lovely. Quite tired though. It's quite a big day so far.
Yeah.
We're not quite out of it yet. So
it is
lovely, but
20 to 3.
Is it? Right, I think this is our last pull up here anyway, and then it's all, as I say, it's all downhill from there.
Oh. Hear that?
Fast jet.
I don't know if you can hear that jet.
You can see it.
Oh yeah. You know what they go through there?
I don't know if is it a jet. It's an Osprey.
Yeah.
It's an Osprey. Do you see it with the two tilt rotors?
It's funny, I was speaking to my brother and he said when he did these 4 and the Bealach between Anachbeg and Geo and Ben Alder, there was a tornado went past him, and I said exactly the same thing happened to me years ago. Yeah. So it must be one of the routes the RAF came through there.
Good terrain avoidance route.
Yeah. Right, let's go. The final Munro is in sight.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Take your thumb out for the next passing Osprey.
Dangle some. Oh dear. I'm happy to see this, Jerry.
It's a long pull up that final slope. Well done, Murray.
Cheers.
Thanks again.
That's it. Another one. Woo. Right. We can see, you'll not be able to see, but we can see all the way down the loch. It's a long way back, isn't it?
Yep, but we'll
make it.
We'll use mechanical means.
Mechanical means, yeah. So we're going to stop and get a bite to eat here, and then it's downhill to the bikes. But the weather is not quite as nice as it was, is it, Jerry?
I think we've had the best of it.
Certainly looking a bit more cloudy. I think there'll be a few more showers. So yeah, we'll get a bite to eat here and then we'll report back to you once we're down.
Yep.
Yeah,
Good.
So we had a bite to eat at the second summit, but at this point we knew there was a long way to get back to the car, and we started to head off and down towards the bikes, but we were hit by another shower as the showers kept rolling in and coming and going. But yeah, after a wee bit of trotting across the heather, we missed the path on the way down. We eventually got onto the main path and headed back towards the bikes for the final descent back to the car. Right, we are back at the bikes.
Ta-da!
Which were, well, there's one bike there, my bike is here.
You got it.
Which is good, kind of glad to be back, eh?
Yeah, it's quite a big yomp, isn't it?
Over 10 miles, we checked the map, and 10 from this point, well, from Coolra it's about 10 miles up and round, and yeah, it isn't, there's no, well, there is paths, but it's not.
It's quite hard walking, and it's stony ground, and there's nothing really to cushion you, so it's quite a hard round actually. It's good.
So now we've got a 10 mile cycle, well, about a 10 mile cycle out and back. We're going to try a different route.
Chalky bar.
Yeah.
Sponsored.
So yeah, we shall report back when we get to the cars, but
yeah,
so far
if we get to the car, we're going to try a different route.
We're not going to cross the Shoogly Bridge. I think we would be tempted fate, or we could tempt fate by saying I fell in and got washed away down the river.
That was a wee joke.
You're not getting the camera gear. left it for someone else. Right, shall we go?
Let's go.
Let's do it. And go we certainly did. We decided to take the high path back, which was probably more direct, but certainly still required quite a bit of concentration because it was mainly a single track path most of the way back until we got back onto the estate track. And I tell you what, once we were on the estate track, it was pretty quick coming back along the side of Loch Ericht. A fine way to come in and out of this area for sure. And we've made it back.
So what are we? 6:05, so 6 o'clock from 8:30.
So about 10 hours? Well, 9.5 hours.
It's alright.
9.5 hours, big day for us. It's,
aye.
And to be honest, at this time of year, I think anything longer, you're head torch territory, aren't you? Because it's darker about an hour and a half. But both a bit stiff, but it was grand, it was good fun.
Yeah, good,
definitely bring bikes if you're going to be doing it.
You're not going to do it in a day without bikes, I don't think, unless you're maybe midsummer and you've got all day. But
and you can run. You have aching bodies like us. So yeah, we're going to sign out here. Thanks for watching.
Yes.
Stay safe out there.
Stay classy, Pitlock.
Dalwhinnie.
Stay classy, Dalwhinnie.
Stay classy, Dalwhinnie. See you next time, guys. Right.